What's up, family? This is Manuel Godoy from Black Sands. I haven't done a live video in a while, so I'm here, and it's time to get this show on the road. All right. I'm super excited. I'm almost ready for internet in my new home. See, this is the problem with buying new homes sometimes, is you can't get internet for a minute, and I haven't had internet for like 3 months. Right. And now I'm finally starting to get that thing in so I can actually stream to you guys. Now I'm still on that budget internet right now. So please let me know in the comments that you can hear me clearly and there's not some problem because of lag or something like that. If you can hear me fine, let me know. This session that we're going to have online is about our new competition. So you know how I told you guys I was going to start publishing people in my community. And instead of signing all this new talent, I would just simply create it ourselves. Well, that's what we're going to be doing here. All right. That's what we're going to be doing. And I'm just super excited about this because the first competition is a doozy. I'm going to make sure you hit that like button too. If you don't hit that like button, I'm kicking you out. So hit that like button right now because we're about to have some fun. All right. So our first competition will be on the topic of rebellion. All right. I want a rebellion story. I want somebody to tell a story about kicking some colonial face in. All right. That's what I want. I want that kind of story. And that's what we're going to be going through here. I'm going to show you a preview of the actual campaign page. So you can go there and you can submit all your stuff. Right. The link will be on Patron. So I'm going to send that link to all my patrons. Don't matter what tier you're in, you're going to get that link so you can actually submit your stuff. I'm going to tell everybody here, everybody listening right now, shoot your shot, all right? You never know what's going to hit. It's one freaking page. Actually, it might be 2 pages, but for the most part, it's about 1 page that you're submitting, right? And so long as you follow the rules and get an idea out there that's, you know, decent enough and have a good understanding of how your main character story goes, you might make it. And if you make it, you got a publishing deal in your hands. You don't have to worry about the art. You don't have to worry about finding artists. You don't have to worry about how much the book's going to cost. You don't have to worry about editing. You don't have to worry about any of that because Black Sands is going to handle all that. All you got to do is write the scripts. You know what I'm saying? So this is a great opportunity for anybody out there, anybody who's looking to get into comic books. This is your shot. Also, for anybody here who's looking for investment information, all right? If you're looking for investment information, wait to the end of the video, okay? Because at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about the investment round, which is coming up. It should be next week. All right. So this week coming up, it should be like at the end of the week or something like that. I'm done with everything. I've done prepared everything possible for this round. So we should be going to the investment round real soon. You know what I'm saying? And it was delayed long enough because of them damn audits and crap like that. Took a freaking like 3 months to get that done. It really pissed me off too because I was working for a minute, right? But you know, we got it straight. So first things first, let's get into this competition. All right. Let me go say hello to some people first before I go and get into this real quick. Let me see if I got my regulars in here. Where my regulars at? What's up, Jay? How you doing, fam? Naughty, what's going on? I just want to make sure I say hello to a couple of my people. Hotep, that's one of my writers right there from Macchiato. He come out with like 1 billion books. He got like freaking 400 pages of content. I don't know what's going on, but we about to highlight his stuff on the BSP app. You best believe that. Let's see what else. Thomas, what's good? Kevin Brown, he's always here. Consistent. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. All right, I got some of my veterans in here. That's good. All right, so let's start this off. Boom, boom, boom. Let's pull up this screen. We're gonna go right into this thing, learning about this competition. So let's see. Boom. All right. So first things first. Can you guys see that clearly? I want to make sure that you guys can at least read most of it. I'm going to be going through it, and I am going to be explaining most of the stuff, but you will be able to see it as well. So let's see. First things first. So the idea of this competition is about rebellion, and it is from the anti-colonial perspective. All right, so we're thinking of European powers taking over the world. How do we stop them, right? So stories like that. Now, I have a couple of examples that we'll go into a little later, but basically the idea of it is the main story needs to be about rebellion, right? Rebel against superior forces or superior technology or whatever, right? The cool thing about this competition is not only will you get publishing deals, but the actual winner will get $500 as a bonus. They're just going to get $500 straight up through PayPal. Congratulations. You just got some bank in there. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people here today that could use an extra $500 just for doing a good pitch. You know what I mean? So they're going to enjoy that. First, second, and third place are going to get publishing deals. All right. What I also want to mention is just because first, second, and third place will be getting publishing deals does not mean that Black Sands Entertainment is not going to give more publishing deals based on however the hell we feel. Maybe somebody had an amazing concept, but it wasn't in the top 3, and we think that can be worked on, and we push that. I don't know. All I know is we're going to be signing a lot of people in our community. So on top of getting 14 comic books from Patreon, right? On top of getting your early investment opportunity this week, you're also going to get competitions like this where you're going to actually become creators yourselves and eventually get royalties once your books are done and put out there in the market. Good stuff for everybody, right? It's how you build. That's how you build empires. And the process for competing, right? And this is the simplified version, but we're going to break down the actual information below. But step 1 is read all the information below and watch our YouTube tutorial for submissions. That's what you're looking at right now. Choose the proper competition on the submission form and upload your work as described in the instructions. So there's a submission form, and I'll go to that a little bit later. Step 3, post our confirmation image on Instagram and tag Black Sands Entertainment. So basically, you got to tag us. After you submit everything, and you put it up there, you say, bam, I submitted, bam, bam, bam. You need to go and do that too. Boom, boom, boom. Now, the description, how we do this, right? So this is a pitch competition. What this means is I don't want you to write a short story. I don't want you to show me art or the way characters look or concepts or anything like that. This is a pitch competition. I need you to make a 1-sheet pitch of your book, and I'll show you what the 1-sheet looks like later on. But for now, we're going to go through this as this, right? The topic is rebellion against colonial powers. I need you to focus your pitch on this idea. Here are a few random thoughts that can help you figure out your topic. So African maroons fight back against Spanish slavers in the Caribbean. That's a historical story that went over for about 150 years. You have a lot of room to build stories in that time period. So go ahead and put you some African pirate stories. Who knows? The Songhai Empire fights against early colonial powers. Before they were doing the slave trade, Europeans tried to actually go to Africa and put a foothold in, and they got crushed by the Songhai Empire. Write that story. Write that story. What about Moors maintain power in Spain? So what if the other way around? What if you're the invader? You've been holding power for X amount of years, and now Europe is trying to kick you out. That's also a good story as well. Any of these type of stories are the kind of stories that we're looking for. We're not looking for exactly historical figures, so you don't have to write a story about a very specific person like Mansa Musa, but you can tell stories in that time period, right? You know, the idea of, you know, the underdog or the hidden hero, you know, like Assassin's Creed, right? Where it's like a hidden hero behind the rebellion, behind the big move. So make sure you're doing stuff like that, right? The entry format. So I'm going to upload a document on this page, and you will be able to download it directly from here. And you can just fill it in with the information that you have and then submit it on the submission form. Disclaimers, don't sue me. This is basically what all this says. All this says is basically, don't sue me when you submit, and then we end up writing something a year or 2 years down the line that looks something like yours. At the end of the day, you're submitting to this competition, and it's like putting stuff on the internet, right? It's not really protected. I can't. You say it's only a pitch. It's not even a real story or anything past that. It's just a pitch. People come up with the same idea over and over again all the time. So just remember that when you're submitting, that basically you're agreeing that, you know, this is just a pitch out there, and, you know, all's good on both ends, you know, yada, 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 right? Qualifications, got to be a patron. You got to be a patron in order to compete in this competition. Now, there will be competitions where we don't need you to be a patron at all, where anybody can compete. But I'm a little biased because I have a lot of patrons. I have like over 1,000 patrons. So most of my slots, like let's say I'm doing 5 publishing deals in a month. 4 of them will be patrons, and 1 of them will be the general public. That's usually how I'm going to do it, no matter what. And even though this one is a pitch competition, other ones might be writing prompts where I give like an idea, and I give you like a quick little idea, and then you got to write a short story about that. And whichever short stories we feel is the best ones, we'll adapt into a comic series. All those kind of cool things. We'll even have fan art competitions. You name it, we're going to be doing things like that all the time now because we're big boys. We got to act big. We can't be acting like little kids anymore. How to enter. So first of all, whenever you're uploading anything, you need to upload it with the idea that 20 megabytes or less. It can't be bigger than that. All right. That's what our submission form allows. Obviously, yeah, I already told you about the prize, so let's not go about that. Lastly, submission feedback. So submissions will receive feedback in the discretion of Black Sands Publishing. If you do not receive a response by XXX, I'll put a date down there for the closing of this competition. It is assumed you did not win the competition. We'll have honorable mentions on YouTube. So even though some people did not win, a lot of people will have honorable mentions on YouTube for their pitches, right? I'm gonna give you a shout out saying, oh, that was pretty dope. I like the concept, could go somewhere with it, right? And then once you hit send your submission, you're gonna go to our contact form. See right here, right? And basically what you're gonna put in is your first name, last name, email. Pick the competition. Make sure you pick the right one, which is Rebellion Competition. Put a message in there with all the information that we told you to put in the previous page. Upload your files and then hit submit, and your email will go directly to us for the thing. I think that's pretty dope. Let's see here. Now, before I go and actually show you the format of the competition, let's go and take some questions before I get to that. So if you have any questions at all, please, now is the time to ask them about any of the process, and then I'm going to show you a template that I have for the competition. So you'll actually be able to create your own template and then submit it, and you don't have to worry about, oh, how do I fill this out? What do I do? How do you want the pitch? It'll be right there in a format easily available. So let's see. Stop screen share. Let's see. All right, let's see here. So here's a couple of questions. I'm going to pull this out real quick. First question right here. Is this an international competition? I have no problem with it. The only thing I would suggest is that with international writers and stuff like that, the main thing I will be looking for is that you got to understand I'm looking for leads for publishing deals. So long as you have no problem doing business with U.S. companies, right, and signing contracts with U.S. companies about distribution in the United States, I got absolutely no problem with international people competing in this, especially if they're patrons. Let's see here. What are the questions? This one, I just answered that question. So like I said, you can compete. No problem. Can it be futuristic? Yes. Good question too, by the way. Even though I want a anti-colonial story, there's no reason why you can't make a story about, I don't know, European powers taking over space, and you're rebelling against them, right? I don't care what it is, so long as there's a clear power dynamic and your people are rebelling against them. And I prefer if it was some Pan-African or indigenous, people rebelling against Europeans. It's just the way I want this particular competition to be. So long as that's happening, it could be sci-fi, it could be fantasy, right? It could be historical retellings where it's like you just remake the entire story, change it. It doesn't matter. So long as we get a clear understanding of what you're doing. Let's see. Let's go back up. If I may ask, are there still opportunities for acting auditions? Not right now. There will be in the future, but not right now. We've already cast everybody for episode 4, 5, and 6. We've sent out most of the payments. And episode 4 should be coming out soon, maybe in the next 2 weeks on YouTube. Congratulations, guys. You guys helped me build that by being patrons. We really did a good job. Let's see. They said, if a pitch does not win, but you use it later, what will the person get? I don't understand what that means. I will not use anybody's pitches unless I have a contract with them. Okay? Okay? I have a contract with you, a publishing deal. You will build that stuff because I'm not building anything. If it's one thing about creating comic books is there's a lot of work. I don't plan on doing anything other than managing teams. So what happens is if you get a deal with Black Sands Entertainment, you will be writing every single script for your story. Then you'll be handing off your script to my development team, and then we will assign an artist for that development, and then they'll start developing that product for you, and we'll keep an eye on it to make sure it's to our standards. After a while, we'll get to the end where it's finally done for the first issue being released. Then we'll have an editor quickly look through it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, it's clean. It's good to go. Bam, bam, bam. We send it out to print, and we start selling them bad boys. If they hit, if they sell a decent amount of copies, we continue the series and fund the rest. After about 3 books, we basically make it a permanent series in Black Sands universe. You understand? So it's a pretty cool thing. We don't plan on doing anything with your stories. You got to build it. And if you get that publishing deal, congratulations. If you don't, you can do whatever you want with your pitch because we didn't pick it up. Doesn't have to be based on real world events. Kind of answered that one, but basically no, not necessarily. All right, so long as the dynamics are there. The dynamics of rebellion against a superior force, mostly based on European ideas, from a non-European entity is the best thing that I would like to have for this particular competition. Let's see. When exactly is the non-patron competition going to be? Probably December, right? So we're going to do this one for about a month, and then we're going to go out to the public in December. I think that's how we're going to handle it. Yes, I think I answered that one too. Let's see. Would a futuristic colonial setting work? Yep. Let's see what else. And I'm going to take about 3 more questions, and I'm going to move on. I have multiple ideas I would like to share. Can I submit more than 1? No, you can submit 1. So I'm gonna put that in the competition thing as well. I'll make sure I put that on the page. 1 submission per person. A pitch can be 2 pages long. If somebody is pitching like freaking 10 pages of content, I can't go through all these submissions. I might get 100, 200 applicants. So no, we're gonna have 1 per person, right? And call it a day. So pick the best one. Are we allowed to have partners? 2 people coming up with an idea? Absolutely not. First of all, I'm looking for people to do business with. So I hate working with multiple people. I just do. So any pitch in which multiple people own it, I don't want to sign them. I just don't. I hate working with multiple people when it comes to IP rights. I hate it. Right? Oh, this sounds good on one person. The other person's like, oh, I don't think this is going to work for us. I ain't trying to deal with that. So no, do it yourself. Make your own pitch. Other person makes their own pitch. Call it a day. How loosely can we base our setting? Does the only qualification be European versus African, blacks, or indigenous people? I have some crazy settings in mind I'd like to try. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I really don't. So long as it fits the theme and it's cool and the story is clear. Let me be clear with everybody because I want to be clear with everybody before we go into the actual format. Don't hide your story from me. All right? You will lose. You will lose this competition if you hide the story from me. If I can't figure out where the story is going, why would I invest in it? You know what I mean? So you know, you don't have to give me a beat sheet. A beat sheet is the stuff that people can steal. Beat sheet is where you're literally telling every single point of your story all the way to the very end. That's something that can be stolen, and that is something that is very valuable. It tells everything about your story. But the summary, the log line, and the audience and the comps and the characters, that does absolutely nothing for anybody. So please do not try to hide your story from me thinking that I'm going to steal it or whatever, because then I have no freaking clue what the story's about. And then, you know, I'm looking at it and I basically have an idea of what the world is and an idea of who the main character is. But I have no clue what his personal story is. I have no clue what struggles he's going to have to go through. I have no clue what the main enemies are or what the main plot is, because I don't want to give away too much information. Be careful about that, okay? Just be careful about that. I'm telling you, it's, you know how you pitch agents and they basically say, give me the entire manuscript, right? They're an agent. Like they're not trying to figure out stuff. They need to know what the hell you got. And if they don't, and if it's not fit, it's not a fit. You know, they're lawyers, so they can't freaking use your stuff because they'll get sued. They have a lot of fiduciary status and stuff like that. They can't deal with it. And we're the same way. We're a company that has a lot of reputation and public facing reputation. We cannot use your stuff for anything because we're high profile. We're high profile. We can't do stuff like that. So don't worry about us trying to steal anything, because we're not trying to do anything. We want you to be the writer. All right. we don't got time, money, or resources to write stories about other people's concepts. You got to write that bad boy, and we'll pay you to get it done. All right, let's move on. Let's move on right now. So let's go over to the freaking the actual template, right? So let's go sample breakdown. Let's pop this bad boy open. Let's put this to the side. And let's share that screen. Application window. Where's my thing at? There we go. All right, so I'm lagging. That sucks. Hey, can you guys still see me? Please say something, because I'm getting locked up. That's not good. Yeah, it's always... Okay, you guys can see me. I might have to go ahead and relog for a second. Hopefully it doesn't shut down the stream. Because everything locked up. Everything locked up. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm not even gonna show this bad boy right here, because I don't want to log out of this and then it just kills the stream. You know, I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna break this down for you as far as what you need to do. The first thing is you got to have similar titles, right? Give me a name for your series and then similar titles. Similar titles would be stuff like, let's say your story is like The Patriot, right? The movie The Patriot. Or maybe your story is about something like Exodus. Whatever you're doing, give me an example of what it's like. What's the main focus of the story? Just give me a comp. Any kind of comparable story out there that's mainstream. That really helps understand where you're going with this. Next, you got to put your log line. The log line is... you know, who is the main character? What is their role in this world? What change is forced on them? And then how do they overcome it, right? They're going to have to overcome it somehow, whatever change happened. How do they deal with that? That is the main character's story, the log line. It's what sells the story. Give me a good, strong log line. Tell me which audience you're going for. So if you're going for kids, go for kids, right? Tell me what the audience is, and that'll help me significantly judge what your stuff is. For the summary section, I need you to do 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph is the world. Tell me about the world. What is this world that we're in right now? What is the status of this story world? Second paragraph, the main character's past, or where they are currently in the world, right? What is their current situation? The third paragraph, which is the last paragraph, is where that main character is going now that the world has changed. So almost in every single story that you have, there is some kind of catalyst that forces the main character to change in some kind of way, form, or whatever. There's always something that forces them out of their comfort zone. I need that. I need to know what they're doing and what are they going to do to survive that. I don't need the ending. I don't need to know what's happening in Act 3. That could be your little secret. All right, I don't need it. But what I do need is that first thing. Then I need the protagonist. I need the second. Well, first the protagonist. Definitely give me the information about them. Just tell me a bio about their background. Give me the B story character. B story character is basically either a love interest, a friend, a mentor, somebody that helps the main character grow, right? And then give me the antagonist or antagonist organization, right? The forces that are opposing the main character. You give me that and I'll be happy. Let me see. Hey, what's going on? Well, first of all, let me make sure that I'm still here. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, stream froze. Okay, did I fix it? All right, yay, we survived. We survived because that thing froze on me. That thing froze on me, man. And I was like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen if I leave this stream, and it worked. I was shook for a moment. I was like, yo, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to do it. All right. So I just removed the other one, so I think we're good. Let's go back into what I was talking about. So yeah, I believe you guys heard me talk about the summary and how that needs to be. Don't worry about the template. I'm not going to try to upload it again. For some reason, it froze last time I tried to upload it. That sucked, right? But basically, that's how we're going to be doing it. We're going to do this entire, you're going to put this template, you're going to download it, okay? I'm going to give you that template. And all you got to do is just edit it and put your information in there. One thing I tell everybody, especially if you're planning on competing in any of the competitions, not just this one, but any of the competitions that we're going to be hosting, read Save the Cat. Buy the book, Save the Cat, and read it. Read it good. That's one of the best books out there about storytelling. Read the damn book. Read it. And you will be amazed at how well it's going to help you write your stories, right? So make sure you read that, okay? He said, and once that's done, you're going to go to the competition page, you're going to shoot your shot, and you're going to wait. Oh, yeah, you're also going to post our picture on Instagram. We have a picture that says, I submitted my stuff on for BSP, holla at your boy, something like that, right? And you're going to put that on Instagram just to let everybody know that you're down for the cause. Once that's done, we're going to look at the submissions and we're going to start contacting people, and then we're going to close it out, and then we're going to go on YouTube and talk about one of the best ones we've seen. You know what I mean? So that's going to be awesome. And yes, it is Save the Cat. That's exactly how you spell it. Save the Cat. Trust me. Or you got to look it up. Best book ever. It's a good question. I don't have Instagram. Is it required? It is required if you have any social media at all. So if you're using Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Just tell people that you actually competed in our competition. It helps us grow, right? It helps us grow and brings awareness to our company. I want to be a company that has 10,000 members of our subscriptions, 10,000 members. On top of that, I want 60,000 investors in my company who actually own stock in my company. Right now, we're at about 1,500 investors and 1,200 patrons. So we're moving pretty good. We're doing pretty good. You know, we're bigger than everybody else right now. And, you know, every action counts. That's why we take action constantly. We make sure everybody knows, right? And with that being said about this competition, let's talk about investment. So anybody who has investment questions, please leave them right there and I'll start getting on them immediately. But let me tell you what's going on with this next investment round. So we're going to be raising $535,000 on WeFunder. All right, $535,000. The stock price is about to be 1.96 cents, so $1.96. If you were an investor in the previous round, your stock almost doubled in value. All right, so congratulations. If you were there in February, you basically doubled your shares. I mean your share value just like that. You lost a little bit of ownership stake, right? But you know, unless you bought 10% of our company, it shouldn't matter to you. You know, like you lost like 5% ownership for literally 98% increase in value. So congratulations to all my previous investors. I know you guys are happy. We're growing fast. Our sales have been through the roof this year. I'm at like $300,000 in sales. I've done $300,000 in sales this year, and I've been out of stock for 4 freaking months. If you go to my store right now, I got nothing to sell. I've been out of stock forever. But I just recently bought about $700,000 in inventory. So what I'm going to try to do, and I hope you guys hold me accountable, all right? Because I'm going to do a YouTube series on my week-to-week updates on this Christmas season. What I'm trying to do for the Christmas season is do at least $250,000 in sales a month. I'm gonna try. I hit 100,000 before I ran out of inventory. So it's possible, but you gotta hold me accountable. So every week I'm gonna be going through what I did during the week, some of the funny moments, some of the crazy shit that I have to deal with being a CEO of a company, and you hold me accountable, all right? Show up every Friday and tell me what's up, you know what I mean? But it's a wild experience and it's fun. And, you know, these challenges is what helps me grow. If I don't do these challenges, to myself, these personal challenges, I'll be content. People out here have been doing comic books for 10 years and they're still going to Kickstarter trying to raise $5,000, $10,000. I'm not trying to do that all my life. It's always the next level, the next level. And because I've been doing the next level stuff, now I can sign people and give them opportunities to make books on my dime. I can do all bunch of stuff on my dime. I can make episodes and do all this cool things, create things, opportunities for a community, all because I kept being aggressive, right? The idea is to keep growing no matter what. And now that I have investors, it's extremely important that we keep growing, right? We got to get to that $100 million valuation. It's possible. We just got to get them numbers up. So what I'm trying to do is get to $250,000 a month, right? Because $250,000 a month is about $3 million in sales over the entire year. And if I can get $3 million in sales over the entire year, our valuation skyrockets because my margins are freaking phenomenal. You know, I got great margins right now. Now it's a very intense journey. But you know what, man? I tell you, me and my wife are so blessed to even have you guys supporting us. Like you don't understand. Like I've been super aggressive and risky all these years, and you guys always went to bat for me. Did you know that 55% of my customers are parents? Parents. You know, I have maybe 25% of my audience actually cares about comic books at all. The overwhelming majority of my fans are people who simply want something better for the next generation. That's what they want. They want their kids to have something amazing. And it just happens that they also like the stories themselves, but they usually just want their kids to have something, you know? and because they understand that Hollywood's going to put their little boys in dresses and stuff. They know that. They know they're going to do that. They know it. They know that that's going to happen. On the show that they're watching on TV, some agenda is going to come on the screen, and they're going to be like, why the fuck you do that? You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, we've been growing. That's why our company has been having so much success. And, you know, we're business people. We focus on doing things properly and not doing things for clout. You know what I mean? We're trying to actually make legacies for everybody in this community. And, you know, I just really appreciate you guys for helping us. You know, if you're not a patron yet, definitely sign up. Shoot your shot at this competition. Get that early invite, because I'm sending invites to my patrons and my previous investors for this next round of investment. They're getting it early, all right? $250 is the minimum investment for this round. That means that you have to put in $250 in order to invest at all. You're getting about 125 stock, you know, for that investment. But you can invest as much as you want. You can invest all the way to the top. We have a tier at $5,000. It's a perk. When you get to $5,000 or more on your investment, you get VIP tickets for you, your spouse, and 2 children for life at any of our conventions. So what happens is we're going to have an annual convention for our company. We hold once a year. Usually it's going to be at the Schomburg Center in Harlem, right? We're real good friends with them, so we can actually book them out. So usually it's going to be at the Schomburg Center in Harlem. And we're going to have conventions there, and it's going to be phenomenal. And it's a great place to bring your kids when COVID finally goes away, right? Right? But you're going to have VIP tickets for life. That's just the way it is. And eventually, hopefully, we get so big that the Schomburg just ain't going to be able to hold us. So we're going to have to do some big joint, you know? And, you know, it's just going to be fun. That's how the campaign goes. If you go right now to wefunder.com/BlackSandsEntertainment, you can preview the campaign. Almost all the information on there is current. So the only thing that's not current is the financial statements, because that's getting uploaded by my CPA. And also, that's it. That's really all it is. Just the financial statements. Everything else is current. The deck is current. The video is current. The entire campaign is current. You can look at the questions from other people. You can look at the thousands of reviews we have on there. And, you know, we've raised about 480,000 so far. And after this round is closed, we will be the first Black-owned comic book company in the United States to raise $1 million in capital independently without no rich white folks giving us the money. Do you understand that? Do you understand what that means? When the first ever Black-owned indie comic company actually raises $1 million in capital independently from the community, that's the first one. We are like the freaking pioneers right now, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of impact I want to have when we just start making stuff. The hell with Kickstarter. We don't need it. We're going to do millions. That's what I'm talking about. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. All right, so the first question is the WeFunder open yet? Nope, it'll be up in about a week. So maybe Friday, maybe next Monday. It's about that time. All right, we're done with everything. Everything's done. I'm just getting my paperwork from the CPA. I submit that. I file my stuff with the SEC, and then we launch. We launch quick, and I'm gonna give you at least a 3-day heads up on Patreon. I'm gonna say, hey, 3 days. 3 days is coming. You might as well save some biscuits now, because I'm coming. I'm coming hard. So Friday or Monday, one or the other. Don't write any stories about the Black Sands characters. This is not a story about Black Sands. This is a story about your story, okay? Don't write nothing about Black Sands. That's an automatic fail. So don't do it, all right? This is your story. This is your story. You own it, right? And I want to see your story so you can develop it yourself. I'll help you build the team, and then you'll be building comic books for the rest of your life. And you'll actually get paid doing it, right? Just write your story, though. Don't worry about Black Sands. Well, one thing is, you don't worry about not understanding the submission process. I'm going to give everybody on Patreon the link to the submission form. I mean, to the submission website, and it's all laid out there. You can go review it over and over again and make sure that you understand everything, right? And then you can submit. And the form is very simple. You just upload the document I told you to create, put a couple of information in the little inbox, and that's it. You're done. So don't worry. It's not hard. It's not too hard. Question: does it have to be European, African colonialism, or can other groups be used? No, I want these groups. I want European colonialism and a story about rebellion against that. All right. Now, I ain't say anything about African, so technically you could do African, you could do indigenous, you can do Chinese. Chinese fought the freaking fought Europe. Emperor got snuffed. You know what I'm saying? So they fought. So just I don't care who it is, so long as they're fighting against colonial powers, right? Rebellion. Is your wife going to create any more books as well? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, let me see if I could pull one up for you. Let's see here. Open file location. All right. I'm scared, but I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to upload this so you can at least see it. But I'm scared. I am terrified. So let me see if it'll work. Oh, it worked. What do you know? All right, good. So yeah, this is her new book, Eniola. This actually comes out in about 2 to 3 weeks. We already did the entire manga. It's 44 pages long. It's pretty dope. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait for this to come out. It's Giselle's story. This is the one you want to see. Let me see here. Let me see if I can show you, preview some pages. So, no, you got that. You got that new style right here, man. This is straight up manga. And she don't play no games too. Eniola is like a story, like a Die Hard story, because there's no like superhero stuff. It's like regular person that happens to be pretty good at what they do, put in the crazy situations. And Eniola is one of them badass martial arts chicks, right? That really holds herself down, man. And sometimes you gotta break people's hands when they touch you. You know what I'm saying? I know you ladies out there be snapping wrists when they be touching on you and stuff. Don't be grabbing me. You know what I mean? And that's how you gotta do it sometimes, man. This story's hot. I ain't gonna spoil nothing. You gonna buy this bad boy when it come out. I know that. So I ain't gonna spoil nothing. She also gonna do a Kickstarter maybe in December to continue this series, but I already know it's about to be a banger. So this is the bad boy right here. So Eniola, amazing story by Giselle. I helped a little, right? But for the most part, it's her first manga coming out there. Boom. Let's see. Let's see what else for here. Just make sure I don't miss anything. Dang, a lot of comments came in. Y'all talking a lot because I ain't even get, because there's a lot of comments here. Look at that. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm ready for you guys to get stock too. I'm 2 months late. All right, I got bills to pay. I got productions to run, so I got to get this round done and done quick. So I am just as anxious as you are to buy this stock. You know what I'm saying? So I am super happy as well. Let's see. Okay, when will you decide your winner? Well, I have to give you a good window of opportunity. So I'm thinking about 2 weeks it will take for submissions. So you have 2 weeks to submit your work. After that, I'm going to review things for like a week and announce announce the winners in 3 weeks, right? So announce the winners in 3 weeks of the competition, right? And go from there, right? And then we're going to do all the legal stuff with the winners, see if they want to do publishing deals with us or not. Their call, right? Can you post the contest submission website with the details on Patreon? All right, it's a Patreon exclusive, so I can't just give out the link to anybody. I'm gonna put it on Patreon, and it'll be given there to all of our patrons active. This is a private event, mostly because this website that I developed. This website costs a lot of money to make, but the website basically allows me to put an unlimited amount of competitions on there as much as possible. And it allows you to submit directly through the website. So what happens is you can upload art, you can upload whatever. It's all filed and organized properly, and it's a really cool tool in order to really pump out the competitions. Right? We're probably going to put like $50,000 or more of competitions on that page over the next year. But since this is the first competition, we're getting only patrons to compete, and we got to get the kinks out. This is the first time people are submitting through the competition thing. I got to get all the bugs out. So there might be stupid stuff that I didn't even look at that I have to fix, right? And the last thing I want is the public, submitting thousands of entries in there because I didn't freaking fix that stuff yet. So this is very private, the first competition, and then we'll open it up a little bit later. Okay, when will previous investors be invited into this investment round? Right away. You'll be the first ones. You and the patrons will be the first ones to go in there and invest. You got 48 hours. So I'm going to give you a 48-hour window to invest before anybody else can even try. All right? So gobble up as much as you want. Be greedy. I don't give a damn. All right? If there's no stock left after the 2 days, that's just the way it is. I have a lot of people who've invested, and I have a lot of people who signed up on Patreon, so I don't care. That's still a lot. That's like 1,000 investors, so I don't care if y'all bought it all up. That's just the way it is, So do what you got to do, man. Get yours, because we're growing nonstop. When does the investment period close? 6 days after we hit our max. So if we hit our max in 1 week, that means within 1 week, our campaign has officially hit its number, but it has to stay up 6 days after, because SEC says that's the way these events work. So they can continue to collect money for 6 days after we hit our goal. Now the thing is, some people will drop, some people's checks will bounce, whatever, right? When that happens, some people will be bumped up into the goal. But most of the people who are investing after we hit our max are on standby. And it might take 2 months before they finally get their money back, but they will be refunded if they don't get into the investment round. This is why I always tell people invest early, because you ain't got no time. You ain't got a single ounce of time. You said when the campaign hits max, that's it. And last time we closed out in 3 weeks, we were done. It's going to be faster this time because people know a lot of 500 people got refunded last time because they were already past the max. So imagine what those 500 people are doing right now, looking at that campaign page like this. Like they ain't going to miss this time. Last time investors got 2 times their value in stock. They got 2 times their value in stock in 8 months. You didn't think people try to jump on this now before it gets too big? I'm telling you, man, do not wait. When them doors open, you grab what you got to get. Omar, how long will the pitch be? The pitch will literally be as long as the paper. So about 1 to 2 pages max. I'm giving you a template. So you're going to follow the template, and you're just going to fill in the information in the template. You're sending the form to investors as well, correct? Which form? I don't know what the form is. You talking about the competition? If you're talking about the pitch competition, yeah, I'm going to be putting that information on WeFunder as well. So I will be putting the information on WeFunder for the competition for freaking for the pitch competition. That's not a problem. I do that all the time. So I post the private stuff to them all the time. Like last time, I sent out invites for our voice acting, right? I sent that to the investors as well, right? Because investors are basically patrons, right? He said just because they're not doing a monthly thing, they put a lot of money into us. So we always give them the opportunities whenever they're available. Will we be allowed to keep our intellectual property? Absolutely. I don't own anything until you sign a contract. And if you sign a contract with me, you're going to know exactly why you're selling your IP to me. Mostly because I make a lot of money. All right. I'm going to give you an example of how much money I make. The month that we did $100,000 in sales, right? One of my products, the DVD, was I have a royalty that I give out to the person who created the music album on that property. He makes about $4 per copy of the DVD being sold, right? During that month, I sold about $30,000 in DVDs. Of that $30,000, right? He got like $6,000 that month. That month. Do you understand? So if your book's hot and it's on my store with my resources, you're going to sell a lot of copies and you're going to get a check that's going to be daunting. You're going to be like, damn, that's just one book. And you'll be like, yeah, it is just one book. And it could be a whole series. It could be 6 books in 2 years. And all those things are giving you a royalty. So I don't own nothing. But when you decide to come to the table with me, and I think that you have a good property that could really sell in my company, then I'm gonna give you that offer. And it's your choice whether you take it or not. But your property won't sell nearly as many copies without me. I sell more copies than for creators than Dark Horse would. Dark Horse deal is not as good as my deal because I know who my customers are. Let's see. I'm trying to follow up. I'm gonna take about 5 more questions, and then I'm gonna call it a night because I'm tired, man. I'm tired, so tired. Let's see. Can we make up countries? Sure, why not? Give me a Wakanda. Sure, absolutely. Why not? Just make a whole new country. Let's see. So the important factor is the antagonists are white? Not necessarily. I don't know. All I care about is colonial powers. However you want to spend that, you can spend it however you want. Who knows? Maybe the antagonist is the king. What if the king of your country wants to do a deal with foreign powers and you're undermining that deal because it will be bad for your country? That happens a lot in modern day Africa. Let's see. Can our story contain brutal gore violence like Spawn, Punisher type gore? What's the point? I don't see no benefit to it. I really don't. It's not our audience. So to me, you can write the exact same pitch and simply decide not to put gore in it, and it will make no difference. You can write Spawn without having intestines hanging people, right? I could read a Spawn chapter without the intestines of somebody being ripped out to think that Spawn's awesome. Right? So we have to know our audience. Black Sands sells to adults and family members, right? Young family members and stuff like that. So I always say YA is about as bad as we gonna get most of the time, right? So I got no problem with people dying. I got no problem with any of that stuff, but I don't want a lot of explicit language, right? I don't want sex scenes every 5 seconds, and I don't want intense gore. I just don't want it, right? It's not what sells to my current audience. And what I'm trying to do is I'm looking out for you, because you can make those stories, right? But you know, at the end of the day, I'm looking at what sells numbers, right? What where the numbers are. And you know, my decision on that kind of censoring is 100% because of numbers. You know, I gotta sell copies. We gotta get numbers up so we can build power, right? So always think of that too whenever you're writing something. Who's the audience, right? I don't want to make a new audience. I want to sell to the existing audience. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at these real quick. Any true Black heritage stories in the future? Any true Black heritage stories in the future? This is, I hope one of you guys are going to submit that. This is a great opportunity to put a true Black heritage story out there. You know, the Maroons. The Maroons. The Maroons is one of the most slept on cultures out there. These dudes literally fought for their freedom against the Spanish and Portuguese and beat their ass and became independent nations in the Caribbean. They fought and raided Spaniards all over the Caribbean to the point where the British and the French tried desperately to end them, but they couldn't. Why is nobody telling this story? I'm not going to write it myself because I don't have time. But somebody needs to submit a story about the Maroons for real and tell the story about the freaking African pirates that were whipping ass all across the Caribbean for like 100 straight years. Somebody tell this story, please. Please, somebody tell this story. Let's see. I know I'm a mess. I'm a mess sometimes, right? Limit of submissions. Yes, one. I only want one. I know. But I only want one. So please keep everything to one submission, right? We're going to have more competitions. Don't worry about that. But one for now. This is a test. I want this to go smoothly, and I want some successful people to be brought onto our company, okay? All right. So this is it. That's all I got for tonight. Thank you so much for stepping in here. Remember, save some cash because the investment round's about to pop off, and you better grab as much as you can. Because don't be one of that 500 people that got refunded at the end of the campaign. Don't be one of them. Get in early so you ain't got no drama later on. All right. Also, competition. Tomorrow, I'm going to be uploading all that information on Patreon. So all my Patreons at patreon.com/blacksands, all of y'all are going to get that information. Additionally, I'm going to be submitting to you guys this month Eniola. So Eniola, the manga, that is done. And I'm going to give you the full digital copy of issue 1 for free on Patreon. You can download it along with our other 14 comic books, and you can enjoy that as well. All right. So please, if you haven't become a Patreon yet, go ahead and sign up, man. It's like the best club out there, man. We do mad things out there. We build empires. All right. And I need the money. You know, but for real though, there's a lot of content in there. I'm giving away like freaking like $80 of comics on day one. Like the second you show up, you can download the whole damn collection. You know what I mean? So we're doing it big. Black Sands. Our investors are freaking ecstatic about their value of their stock doubling. You know, we can't be stopped, man. We just can't be stopped. We're moving forward. And then animation. By the way, we finished the Cosmic Girl stuff. we're actually sending it out right now, getting distribution deals, and hopefully we'll have the entire show funded independently through distributors so that we still own the IP. That'll be a pretty big deal for us because we'll have all these people paying for the rights to show it, but we'll own it. So we get to have all the toys and everything else, and we get to keep all that money. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about right there. Black Sand's still being worked on. It's a little, it takes a lot longer than we thought it would be, just because right now, normally to get animators wouldn't be a problem. But the problem is that because COVID has basically shut down all live action, so all the regular movies you see, they're not being cast. Everybody's invested heavily in animation. And because animation can still be going full time during this time period, all the major companies out there have been gobbling up all the talent in the animation realm. So we just had a hard time getting the people that are qualified and need to be able to do this work to commit a lot of time to us, mostly because we're not full-time employers yet, right? We're still getting them for like a short, not for like a full-time gig. So they have to shoot their priorities, and it slows us down a little bit. But there's nothing you could do. Everybody's doing animation right now. So, you know, but that's the reality of the business. A little bit of an insider information from that. But we're still developing that. It's going very smoothly. We should have animation done in about mid-November. You should start seeing some actual footage. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. Black Sands out. See y'all later. Love y'all. Peace.